I really shouldn't be here.
When you're walking and you're talking, you got to remember Jah. And you're walking and you're talking, you got to remember the Father.
Back in the day.
Hi,
At any
for
rate, it's about time I
anyone
got
that's
you back
watched
to
that,
the Blue Exorcist
anything
Book.
I've put up
Thanks for
before,
listening, and I'll be on
you'll know I don't
podcast
normally
to
talk
back and
over
clips
it,
that help prove to us
but
that Einstein's
I was
theory isn't just
watching
talk,
the Eclipse
that
live
walk the walk too.
stream the other
See you
night,
later.
and I'd got it off BP Earthwatch's channel,
Now,
and
that was
I'd been
absolutely
flicking around.
fascinating,
This
Eric.
is the one
Thank
I'd
you so
been
much.
watching,
I
and I'd
actually
been
really
flicking
love
around
history,
because I was a
especially
bit
that
bored,
kind of history where,
and
you
I'd
know, you
come
sort of see
across
how
a
people
live
reacted to
stream,
things a long time
and
ago
I
that
hadn't
you
really
didn't
noticed
see
what
in
I'd
science
seen.
and you
And
understand
this
you
is
know, don't
there,
react that way
there.
and sort of think
What is it?
like Eric actually asked us,
No, like,
what
I kind of
things
like panic,
are we baffled by now
as you
that
do.
maybe in
So I'll
100
be
years,
flicking
50 years,
around,
1,000 years,
and
we won't be so baffled by,
I've
and
just
they'll sort of
left
laugh
it
at us for,
as I was
you know,
watching it,
for starting a
so
war
you can
over
see it
one small
unfold
infraction.
in front of your
Bob,
eyes.
I actually had a question for you, and I'm wondering.
But that's the bit I was looking at.
About that story?
Right. And if you into the chemtrail thing, well, maybe. Right? There it is. It stays around for an awful long time. But it happens to be, I don't know where the crowd were, but like angles and things, maybe, I don't know. But this is what the world was watching. And then, with the panic, I kind of like press through, pause, and I buggered it up. So the next bit, you're going to see the mouse move around and freak out. Right. Because I'm trying to get it working. I don't go. So this is a bit where it goes live again. Okay, so I'll let you just watch. This is the end of the eclipse. You can see like 365 are watching this happen on that guy's feed or girl's feed. You know, human race, doesn't matter. Guy, girl, trans, don't care. But I don't know. That cloud thing, maybe the burning in Indonesia, because they burn a lot for palm oil. That's great. That's the eclipse. You can see, well, whatever. Let me know. What do you think? Thanks for watching. There's a few more minutes. And just look on that left hand, top left, by the sun. Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely, by far, Bob. I mean, totality, and even though I've been working here, even though I saw, you know, quite a small amount of it with my naked eye, you know, but by far. Having said that, there were slightly different events, as you said earlier on. You know, this was almost meditative. It reaches into your soul, into your gut, whereas the Northern Lights was exciting. I can remember I was running in and out, you know, from being on the show indoors on my laptop to outside because the camera was being controlled, and just seeing these spectacular images coming in and being so excited. That wasn't a video feed, that was an image feed. Being so excited because I knew what viewers were about to see. So very different types of events. So I think for excitement, definitely the auroral display was just out of this world. But this one, yeah, just so spiritual, so spiritual.
I don't want to cut you guys off because this is actually a fascinating conversation. But we've got a little over 5 minutes left in the partial eclipse, and before we wrap things up, I really want to talk about next year's North American eclipse.
Yes, yes.
Because I know that Bob probably has a lot to say about this. I am super excited about this. I don't have to fly halfway around the world to see it. I just have to drive halfway across the country. So,
yes,
I mean, do you have any questions? I'm curious where the best place to see it would be.
Yeah.
Well, this one is, yeah, I've been talking to Mike Palucci and trying to get him on board what we are already doing. He, of course, knows Anjali very well, who's the head now president of our astronomy tour company. She'd love to bring you guys in on where we are going. Look at this map that you're showing. Not only do we have totality in America, but we have coast to coast totality. Unfortunately, the majority of Americans will think that, well, why should I get into that center path? Why not just stay home in Dallas or Phoenix or Minnesota, Minneapolis, where it will be a partial eclipse? Isn't a 90% partial eclipse 90% as good as a total eclipse? And as we all know, it's a rhetorical question. Not even close. No, not even close. You must get into that line of totality. Most people will not, but you should. Now, places are already starting to book up. We've been researching this for years. Which sites are likely to be clear? Where is the eclipse going to be longest? Well, the longest part of the eclipse, and we're talking about 2.5 minutes or so, will be just around southern Illinois and Missouri. So we're looking at the sort of the rightmost third of the eclipse. However, you still get a full 2 minutes, which is nothing to sneeze at, if you went to the very middle of the eclipse, let's say to Nebraska or Wyoming or, those areas. So the more important question is, where are you going to get heartbreak in the form of cloudy weather, and where are you likely to get clear weather? Well, I'll ask you guys, and I think you can answer it yourself, including our viewers. If you're talking about August 21st, that is late summer, and you're talking about an eclipse that's going to happen around noon, well, on the left side, actually, the eclipse will be in the morning. As you travel along the path, it'll be more into the midday. And finally, on the lower right, when you get into South Carolina, it'll be mid-afternoon. Now, is mid-afternoon in the Carolinas a time that's likely to be clear, or is it hazy and puffy cumulus clouds forming there in August, every August at that time of year? And the answer is yes, usually. It's more likely to be cloudy there. That's not to say that if you don't have a home, if you already live right there and in Lebanon, Tennessee, and all you have to do is leave your your back door and set up a lawn chair, that you should move anywhere. No, that would be awfully tempting. But if you're going to travel, no, I'd avoid the southeast for that reason. I'd avoid the Pacific Northwest for reasons that nobody has to explain to you. And so that leaves the driest section, which is the middle section of that map. So once you get into eastern Idaho to, let's say, Jackson, and once you're there near the Grand Tetons, especially just south of there in Jackson, Wyoming, that's a very clear time. We've done a little bit more research than that and looked at the effect of mountains on the cloud formation. And we and a number of other groups have decided, professional groups, astronomer groups, have concluded that we think the best area is going to be around Casper, Wyoming.